I'm going to show you some of the colors that I pre-mix in my palette that really help me in the light areas of the skin in this painting in particular, and the different variations. Like I keep the pre-mixing like pretty high key because it's the light areas, and then I just vary the color ever so slightly. So if we come over to the palette here, you can see I've mixed this really light green. This was a really light blue, kind of like this color over here, and then I ended up needing a little bit of a darker one. I also mixed this like pinky tone here, this really red tone here, and then this really, it's hard to tell here, it just looks like white, but it does have a pink tint to it, this white. And then this white has a yellow tint to it, and then I mixed this like really orangey color. And then from these light colors to transition into the darker colors, I had some side mixtures over here of like this color, of like this color, because a lot of the dark areas are dry. So I just needed a little bit of color just to transition from these really, really bright, intense colors. And then I also did some side mixing here. And then I would do like a little bit of mixing of all these colors together to get some darker browner tints, you know. And I also mixed this dark brown color here to get a little bit of more transitions, but these light colors really helped out. I also had this blue color over here. So let me show you what that looks like for an example on the actual painting. So here we can see how these colors are working in action. I have a really, really light color, but it's pink, and then it goes from like pink to green, and then back to pink, and then to blue, and then to green, and then there's some of those darker colors on the edges and in the corner of the mouth and stuff like that, and then some of those darker areas for the nose and in the shadow areas. But so like definitely pre-mixing keeps the colors like fresh and vibrant to the point where if the palette's getting too muddy, I know that I need to just go back and grab my palette knife and mix these pure colors. I also have some variation down here as we go down the arm. You can see that's kind of like a little bit of a bluer tone there, a little bit more of a yellower tone as it transitions into more pinky tones here, then back into blue. And blue is like my lightest, and then it goes into warm. So I like to paint with the cool lights, and then it gets warmer as it goes into the darks, as you can see here. And then we go from like dark red to then back to cool again. So it's kind of like cool, dark, cool, warm, cool, and then back to warm again.